Hello everyone, this is the new Seiko Sports GMT SSK003K1. It's the international version of the new automatic GMT that Seiko released this past summer, like in June, July of 2022. It's familiar, the case, as most of you know. It's based on the SKX case, which hence that is based on the previous 7002 diver, another vintage diver from the late 70s. I believe it was one of the turtle versions, also had this same DNA. So this watch, I've had it for about 3 weeks now. I bought it at the local Seiko AD, and I've worn it fairly often this past month, more or less. I really like it, the colors. They call it the blueberry or the Batman as well. It's really pretty in the flesh. It's very pretty, that blue. I did not have any blue dial color watches in my collection, so that's why I went for this. There are lots of vibes of the Rolex GMT Batman, so if you're thinking, if you want something completely different from the Rolex, this is not for you, but probably more the orange version, which is the 005. Orange color is a very Seiko-esque color. There's also the 001, which is the black version. They're all very pretty, but like I said, I really wanted a blue dial watch in my collection. So like in 2019, I started collecting watches, and I remember seeing here and there the XKX. Unfortunately, I did not buy the XKX at the time. I probably should have. I remember seeing it at very low prices compared to today. And in 2019, when they discontinued that line, they brought the new Seiko 5s with the new logo that this one has. And I really wasn't a fan of those. They sometimes are referred as to the dress SKX. They have 100 meters of water resistance, a pull-out crown, but yeah, I wasn't really a fan of them until this past summer with the new release of these GMTs. I thought, wow, this is a great new addition, and I truly believe that these GMTs will be future classics. These Gen 1, many Gen 1s of Seiko turn out to be like the Monster, the first Gen Monsters. SKX 781 is a huge legendary classic, and I believe in a decade or more these will be classics. Who knows when these will be discontinued, but as you know, Seiko sometimes has a line a few years and then they go out and bring other colors. Yeah, about colors, there will probably be other colors, perhaps a Pepsi version, red dial, green dial, who knows. But I really wanted this blue dial. So the MSRP on this baby is $475. If you live outside the US, as I am, it'll cost more because of import taxes, but I got this for, in dollars, almost $490, including taxes. So I think I got a pretty good deal, because here in South America, well, where I am, the import is like 20%, 20 to 30% over MSRP. So I think I did good. Some complain that it's a high price to pay for a watch that has hard legs and is not screw down crown and does not have 200 meters of water resistance. However, I actually think you are getting a lot of bang for your buck. First, we have to remember that in 2022 almost everything is more expensive, from toothpaste to potatoes to bananas to watches. So watches can't be the exception of the higher increases. But in addition to that, I think that since this is yeah, we have to remember that this, in the automatic GMT range, at this price point, there really isn't anything. After this movement was created, there was the Seiko created the NH34 for microbrands and homages, so there will probably be after this GMT was created, there's and this new movement, we'll see probably Chinese watches below that. But I'm not a fan. I mean, to each their own. Everybody's free to buy their homages or micro brands, but I prefer to have a wristwatch with history and prestige and a long history in horology, even if that means paying more for less on your wrist. But yeah, these are to me the big players, like the brands, the big brands. So as you see, the color, and it is the blue at the bottom, the bezel, and let me this out a bit, and the black at the night part of the GMT. It is hardlex. Both the crystal is hardlex and the bezel is hardlex. The hardlex gives it a really nice shine that it's hard to capture in photos, but in person I really like how it changes from a blue to a black. And yeah, with the hardlex coating on the bezel, it should last a long time. There's a Cyclops, which is a love-or-hate. I like it because it makes I have a very bad eyesight, so it helps me see it. A red hand GMT. So the bezel is bi-directional, which will avoid the infamous misaligned chapter rings. However, I have seen a few examples of these that have the chapter rings at 12. It's misaligned, so make sure to the chapter ring at 12 is aligned. I bought this in person, and I usually like to buy Seikos in person in order to check alignments, even if that means paying a bit more than a good deal I could see online. At least I could check in person. So the loom is fantastic. I will show you later on. It's basically the same application as the SKX. Basically, I think it's pretty much the same loom edition. It has a pull-out crown, 100 meters of water resistance. Some complain that it has a little, but to me that's more than enough, especially from Seiko. So if Seiko for me says it's 10 bar, I trust them fully. With other brands, like micro brands, if they say 10 bar, I wouldn't be as trustworthy because I have heard stories. But with Seiko, I trust them fully, and I've already used in the water a bit. For what it's worth, the crown is pretty. It takes a lot of effort to pull out. So first there's crown guards, so I don't think you have to worry that it'll pull out if you're swimming because it's the crown guards, but also because it takes a bit of an effort to pull out. So the first position, if we pull out and go clockwise, we will move the GMT hand. This is by the way a color GMT, office GMT, as opposed to a quote-unquote true GMT. So let me so that's clockwise. Now if we go the other way, we get the date, and the last position will be hacking. It has hand winding as well. This is the 4R34 movement, which is based on the well-known 4R35-36 movement. The bracelet, as you see, it'll look familiar to the ones on the SKX case. However, this takes it up a notch. Seiko takes this up a notch, and it is a bit more solid feeling, thanks to it has now solid end links and individual solid links, brushed on the sides and polished on the centers. It's really a showpiece. I think it looks more expensive than it is, and I've gotten lots of compliments from it. It does have a pressed clasp. Seiko will not offer a smelled on this one, but there are 4 micro adjustments for a tight fit. A new addition to the SKX case is the drilled lugs, 22 millimeters. So there's an array of strap options you can put on this. I think this watch offers a lot for the money, and you can probably, even now, you can get it much for much less than what I got it, especially if you are in the US. These are now trading below MSRP, brand new. Your AD can probably get these below MSRP. When these were first released this past summer, most were at MSRP because it's a very popular piece, but now you can get it below, and in the future probably even lower. I would wait for deals if you can wait until Black Friday this year or other sales. Here's a wrist shot on my 6.5 inch wrist. I love how the light on the bezel shows. So by the way, it has a display case back. There's a display case back of the 4R34 movement. It's not a work of art. It's very industrial, but yeah, these are based on the 7S26 and the 7000 series from the 70s. It's all the same DNA. So these are workhorses. Not the most accurate. I'm getting like -5, but they are proven and reliable to last many years without a service. Fortunately, I have the warranty just in case something happens, but also regarding about the serial numbers, I learned this fairly recently, in that as many of you know, Seiko uses the first digit of the serial is the year and the second is the month. However, since 2019, the new Seiko 5s, it's a random serial number. So that's a bummer for some Seikoholics like myself. However, if you bought this early this year or last year, we probably know that it's from 2022. So at least we know the year, not the month, but at least we know it's from 2022. So I hope you enjoyed this mini review of the SKX 003. I'm sorry, SSK003. And if you're looking for a GMT in this price range, I think you can't get better